Hey guys, how you doing today? Thank you for taking the time to check out the video. I'm Glenn Kay of Silent Takeover, Dolphinshavers and Silent Shavers, and today we're going to be looking at some low level looting and dead bases. Before we get started, if you find the video useful, then please give me a like or comment below. I'm always keen to hear your ideas, so give me a shout and I'll do my best to bring you that content in future. And also feel free to subscribe to the channel where you'll find more content and videos on Town Hall 8 through to Town Hall 12. If you'd like to join us in Clash, then please check out the description. You'll find the clan tags and the requirements for joining us, as well as a link for the Silent Takeover Discord. Okay, before we get on to some looting, I did say I'd update you on the CWL. So let's have a look. Silent Takeover, it was touch and go as to whether they were going to avoid relegation. And if we have a look at the war log, yes, we finished in 6th place. There was just 2 stars in it in the end, and it did come down to the last couple of attacks, so a bit of a nail biter, but we managed to maintain our status as a master free clan. Also, let's have a look at Dolphinshavers, which is where we are now. They managed to finish top of the group. So promotion to Gold 1 for them. And over at Silent Shavers, they also managed to secure promotion in 2nd place. That was a very tough league with lots of rushed Town Hall 10, 11 and 12s. But the guys there did a great job and still managed to secure promotion. And so on to the looting and the dead bases. First and foremost, if you want to get loot, you have to put effort in. I'm really sorry to be the one to break that to you, but the more raids you do, the more loot you get and the quicker you get through those upgrades. So you're going to have to put the time in if you want to progress in the game. Next up, I don't actually use any spells when I'm looting, and the reason for this is it will actually save you elixir. So if we have a look here, I usually take the 2 lightning and a rage, so that's about 60,000 elixir per raid that you could potentially save if you're not using these spells. Next up, the army comp. I'm afraid it's nothing fancy. It is simple Barch. So 100 barbarians, 90 archers, and then I'll take a few breakers just to pop the outer walls. It's cheap, it's quick to cook, and it's more than enough that you for what you need if you're seeking out these dead bases. Next up, dead bases themselves. You have to be in the right league. If you're into a higher league for your level, you'll find bases that aren't dead. They'll have full collectors, but not, they'll have full storages, but not collectors. And you're going to have to get into the base, which means a more expensive army for about the same reward as what you would get with the dead bases. So as you can see here, I'm a Town Hall 8 and I'm in Silver 1. I find plenty of dead bases, so if you're a Town Hall 8 and watching this and you want to find the same, drop down to Silver 1. If you're lower, so if you're a Town Hall 6 or 7, you probably want to be in the lower ends of Silver, so Silver 2 or Silver 3, and then I'm sure you'll find dead bases. So what are we looking for in a dead base? I'll bring up some of the replays. So let's start at the top here. First and foremost, you're looking at the collectors. Okay, now if I just zoom in, you can see here that this collector is full, and you can see that when you're looking at a base. So the idea being you want empty collectors of storages, obviously in this one they're full, which is why there was so much loot available. But all of the collectors themselves are full, and as you can see, all of these are around the outside. And so all we're going to do for this is we will, on this one I target them specifically, so it's done a bit different, but we would just place 5 to 10 barbarians with a few archers behind, just to target these collectors. And that is literally it. So you'll see that I get a fair amount of loot here, and we'll times 2 it as we've got a few to get through. There you can see the barbarians, followed by the archers. And that was it. Something else I'd like you to note is, as you can see there, I didn't get the star. That doesn't matter. I said in my other video, for the higher level looting, stars will not build your walls and your defences, but the loot will. So as you can see here, 400,000 gold, almost the same on the elixir, and a few hundred of the dark as well. And if we'll go, and then we'll just go on to the next replay. This is an ideal base. So as you can see, we've got the full collectors again, but even better, they're all on one end of the base. So it's going to be exactly the same as the last attack. First off, the barbarians will go down, and then the archers behind, just to claim as much of that loot as possible. And there you have it. Again, over 250,000 of each and a few hundred of that dark. A good figure to go for is about 250,000. So if you see a base with that, then feel free to go for it. And the next replay. Okay, so similar again. The collectors are down the side. We're going to do exactly the same. Barbarians followed by the archers. No need to get into the core. Yes, there was more loot available, but with this army, I didn't have enough to get into that centre. But again, I've still walked away with 250,000 of each. And this time a Rush Town Hall 10. And again, you can see all of these collectors down one side. And so on this one, I just broke in here. Barbarians, a few breakers, and then the archers behind to get as much of that loot as possible. 400,000 there on the gold. And that's it really. I hope you've found the video useful and it's given you some good tips for those low level players looking to progress in the game. barbs, archers, few breakers, and look for those dead bases with the full collectors and the empty storages. Make sure your league is right, or otherwise you'll find no dead bases and the bases will be too tough. Or the flip of that, if you drop down too far, the bases will be too weak, and even though the collectors are full, they'll be low level collectors and you won't get enough loot. So certainly for Town Hall 7 or Town Hall 8, you're going to be looking at silver. And again, that's where I am now. And those replays that you've seen today are all silver 1 league. So again, if you found the video useful, please drop me a like or comment, and feel free to subscribe to the channel. And until next time, keep on clashing.